Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to See Jenny Cruise. We're going to look at all the different food venues aboard the Carnival Celebration. And we're going to start with Big Chicken, 16 aft at the very back of the ship. We're here for breakfast and for lunch. For breakfast, it's from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And for lunch, you can start at 11 a.m. and go to 5 p.m. You can have that early dinner there. And here we're looking at the menu. We had a sandwich for lunch the first time we went. We had the most dominant ever with the shack sauce, or a shack attack, and the Uncle Jerome have a little bit of heat in them. And so we tried all three of those. And here you can see making our sandwich. So it's nice. You can ask for a little extra slaw or a little extra peppers or pickles and what sauce you want, so you have it made to order, which is always very nice. And then we're going to go over here to the side and see that they have the condiment station, so you have different sauces here again, and also then you have the same slaw and pickles and some potato salad over here to pick from as well. And then behind you there's a drink station, so this is a handy place. We'll see that again when we do breakfast, but here's our sandwiches and some chicken strips with the potato salad. And we sat over by the pool, which is nice, which meant we had access to the bar. And we decided to have a little adult beverage, one of these little tropical classics here. We picked these up right at the nearby Tides Pool Bar. Very handy. I think I've tried most of these. Which one's your favorite? Comment below and let me know. And now we're going back to Big Chicken, but now it's for breakfast. And I have to tell you, we enjoyed lunch over breakfast here. But I want to tell you about it because it does have some quick options for when you're trying to get off the ship in a hurry, maybe in a port. And so you know how you want to grab something perhaps quick to go. And here they have cereal and a drink station close by. So if that's all you wanted, you could actually come here and skip the lines in the buffet. You've got your milk, got your cereal, some juice, so not a bad option. But if you want to have something hot over here at Big Chicken, you would be able to pick up a biscuit chicken sandwich, and here I have that for you. And then they also had an omelet made to order. Now, why am I telling you it's not my favorite place? Because while the chicken is really good, it's good here for breakfast, and we liked it better for lunch. That dense biscuit, not my favorite. Not soft at all like what I would normally expect. It had honey in it, which was okay, but again, it's just not my favorite texture. Might be yours. Chicken was good. Notice the hash browns are really French fries. Looked a lot like the French fries we had the day before for lunch. But anyway, overall, we really like Big Chicken. Kind of hard to beat, hard to compete with some of our favorite land options. Here's that omelet. Like I said, we waited about an extra 10 minutes from the time we got our chicken biscuits, and yeah, might as well go to the buffet for that omelet. But anyway, overall, we like Big Chicken, and we like the location, and it has some great options there for you. So we're back now at Celebration Central, the hub of the ship, and this is where you're going to find the Teppenyaki restaurant and also the Bonsai Sushi. And Teppenyaki, extra cost involved. Also for the sushi restaurant, extra cost involved. It's a very pretty location. I mean, if you're in port, it's unfortunately not open while you're in port, but it would also be a quiet place to sit and have a nice little view there if you brought your own BYOB or BYOF for your own food. We did enjoy Bonsai Sushi for lunch one sea day and enjoyed the seat where we got to see everything happening behind the scenes. And so if you're shy away from it because you don't like raw fish, don't do that. There are other options as well. Take a look at the menu. You can have grilled beef, grilled chicken, or grilled pork. And there's also tempura shrimp. So there are plenty of options if you're not one for a sushi roll. Either way, we enjoyed it. Tempura roll, tempura shrimp, chicken sandwich. Edamame already attacked. Spicy tuna roll. Tempura roll. And look at this beautiful boat of sushi. It's $32 for one side of that boat, and it feeds 2 people. Now we're heading to Bonsai Teppanyaki, right next door to Bonsai Sushi. And this is $42 a person, I believe, for evening. And let me tell you, my goodness, this was so good, worth every nickel. Now, if you've ever been to one of the Benihana type places on land, you'll know it's very familiar, except I would say maybe it was even more engaging because it's very bright and light. And in addition to your table mates, you've got 3 different groups here. And so they're all, the chefs are working with each other, and the service was really good. Great. Very, very attentive. The very best, really was. And I'm telling you, that steak, I'm going to tell you, it was as good as the steakhouse really was. Great stuff. So for $38 lunch and a $42 dinner, I'd probably go for the $42 dinner. This was a lot of entertainment to go along with your food, which is the whole point. And if you have a group already that's about 8 people, you'll already have your own chef and your own setup. Otherwise, you'll be sharing with another group. It was a lot of fun. The food, the different courses that come, they're so attentive, like I said, and I really highly recommend it. Even for people who maybe, if this isn't your favorite style of food, everyone seemed to find something that they really enjoyed. Trying to catch those shrimp, that was a lot of fun to watch as well. Depending on how many beverages you'd had before you sat down, may or may not have impacted your willingness to try, and also how adept you were at catching those shrimp. But it was a lot of fun watching that as well. So while you may have been told not to play with your food, that is perfectly acceptable here, and you get to watch your chef make not only the food in front of you, but also a volcano out of onions, and then look at this dessert. It was fabulous. So now we're going to Chibang, and your first visit here there's no charge on your first visit. We went for dinner only one time, but I know it's a very interesting concept, Chinese food and Mexican food. We're from Texas. We have a lot of opinions about Mexican food, but if you look at this menu, there are a lot of different options here. Now, I know some people haven't enjoyed it. We did. We liked to trying things from both sides of the menu, and overall the service was good, and also we enjoyed the food. Had a couple of these libations as well, and we would go back. First up, we tried the Chibang margarita made with blood orange syrup. Ooh, red dragon. So we're doing Chibang. Oh, you got the nachos.
I did.
Yes.
The pork belly.
And pork belly. I got the noodles and the kung pao and the broccoli. And here we have the shrimp diablo and the frijoles and the rice and the whatever that is and the whatever that is.
Broccoli and kung pao chicken.
Just a side note, if you like rice with your Chinese food, you're going to want to order that as one of your sides. And here you see them serving the duck that's on the menu at a table that was nearby. We didn't have the duck, but we did enjoy this dessert right here. Very much like creme brulee and like the chocolate melting cake. It was good. Next up on deck 8, we're going to have a sandwich at Deco Deli, and Miami Slice, the pizza place, is right next door to this. So let's first talk about the sandwiches. They were the 3 that we had. They were all good. We could definitely recommend it. Now for the pizza, good pizza. We like Carnival's pizza. It was just a different location for us for it to be indoors, almost midship there. So if you've had the pizza on Celebration or Jubilee, comment below and let us know what you think about the inside location of the pizza. Really long lines there, remember that. Now we're midship on deck 8 for Cucina del Capitano, and here we did not have to pay the regular coverage charge of $15 because it was complimentary, at least on your first visit. Habanero, Parmesan, porch, and crispy potatoes. That's that apple thing. And then here's this lemon frozen thing. We were really looking forward to trying Emeril's. He's one of our favorite celebrity chefs. And after missing the noon brunch time at the dining room, we came up here on a sea day. You order your food at the counter and they give you a number, and then you go put that number on your table. So what happened for us was that we ended up ordering beignets for me and a special coffee drink, and we had jambalaya and beers for the rest of our table. And they brought the jambalaya and the beers, but they didn't bring my coffee for about 10 minutes into it, and they didn't bring my beignets till almost my dinner guests here were almost done. So that was a little off on the service, but the food was good. One of our traditions on Carnival ships is to go to Farenheit 555 Steakhouse. This is usually for us the first night or the second night. We'll talk about why in just a moment. We didn't get many pictures on this trip because we were so busy enjoying our meal. We will say that like a couple other venues, the service was not quite what we're accustomed to, but we would go back. We enjoyed the meal. If you've never been, it's worth the $49 per adult or the $15 for children 11 and younger. We've tried almost everything on the menu at least once, and we've consistently found it to be a great dinner. Why do we go the first or the second night? Sometimes both. Because we like the deal on the wine. They used to offer you a free bottle. Now any bottle under $100 or less will be 50% off, and we take advantage of this with a bottle or two. So we were so busy with the steak and the wine, we didn't get to take those pictures we intended to take, but we did manage to get dessert, and this is a really good one. We enjoy it a couple of times, and here we also had the cheesecake. It was great. We enjoy the food a lot. Just past Carnival Kitchen on Deck 6, you'll find the Festivale Restaurant, which you can enter from Deck 6 and 7. Deck 6 is where we would enter for brunch on sea days, which is from 8:30 in the morning until noon. And here's Deck 7 with Festival. This is where we entered for your time dining. And we did this on Elegant Night. If you're going to come on a popular time like that with your time dining, make sure you give yourself at least 60 to 90 minutes prepared for after you check in on the app. That's how long it took for us for a table of 3. Now, if you look on the perimeter of the room, right now you see the bright light coming in from the windows, but that's not like that in the evenings. Now, here's the beautiful center of the dining room. My recommendation is if you get a chance, ask to be seated near the middle of the room, because in those corners of this dining room, both on the 6 and 7, you really can't see any of the staff when they do the dancing or anything that's going on during the time, especially these seats I'm about to show you right there. That's right next to the hostess desk, the worst seats in the house.
Terrible, do they?
Enjoy your brunch.
Thank you. We did enjoy our brunch. Here's huevos rancheros. We had the eggs benedict with the sauce on the side, an omelet, and the kids' pancake. We enjoy going to brunch on Carnival. I wish it still went to 1 o'clock. Here's Elegant Evening with the steak that's on the menu, just the everyday steak. And we enjoyed, what else do you have to have at least once? Chocolate melting cake. As I mentioned, though, if you're sitting in the outside perimeter of the dining room, both on 6 or 7, you really can't see what's happening in the middle of the room, and I would prefer to do that in the future. Where can you get a quick breakfast? At Java Blue, Deck 6 near Celebration Central. Here you can get these breakfast sandwiches that are included, no extra charge. And over to the right of where these cases are, there's also coffee and tea available, just like on the buffet. At Java Blue, they do have the specialty coffees that you pay extra for, but this is nice to have this as a quick option. Not quite as quick, but with a larger selection, it's the Lido Marketplace. Now right there you saw those sinks, and I gotta tell you, I didn't see very many people washing their hands when they walked in there. I think that's a great idea to be able to use soap and water right there as you walk in. But anyway, this is a large buffet, plenty of stations. Of course, they open and close them during the day as they transition from breakfast to lunch. But there's always plenty. This is a breakfast the day we were recording this. And I like the layout. I like how they have these screen sections over on the left. It kind of blocks some of the noise, so you have people sitting in these different areas. The only thing, some of those high tables on the right, someone my height doesn't sit as comfortably on those, but I really like all the options for seating. That really is very convenient. And we only came here for breakfast. We didn't eat lunch or dinner. Maybe we came by for a salad once, but I wanted to show you this right there over there by that gentleman getting his cereal. Remember the good old days when they had them in those individual boxes and you could pick them up, and then those were snacks for the kids when you went off the ship? Yeah, no more. Now they're going to have them in that big bowl. Now, I guess you could bring a baggie and fill it, but that was always a great option. The problem is when they're in the box, it was an unopened package. You could take it onto land, but in a baggie, I'm not sure you can do that. There, we just passed the omelet station, which usually gets a line, but they were fairly quick. And here's plenty of food for you to select from. There was some salmon Benedict there, and then plenty of meat choices. Now I have my little tip over here for you. If you like the French toast or pancakes, you might want syrup. It was over by the condiments. In the old days, it used to be over where you got the pancakes. Not anymore. We're Guy Fieri fans, and so we want to try the Pig and Anchor. This is a large layout, and it's right next to the Tribute Lounge, which honors our veterans. We enjoyed the Pig and Anchor on other Carnival ships, and we've enjoyed on the Vista, for example, where you can see the brewing process for the beer. We've enjoyed that as well. Here, we never saw any beer in these vats, but I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But there was plenty of beer at the bar, and one of my favorite things to do on a sea day, there's the beer I was talking about. One of my favorite things to do on a sea day is to have a Bloody Mary. And here you have to try it at Pig and Anchor if you like them. Now for me, I have to have celery in my Bloody Mary, and I have quite a few stories to tell about trying to get celery. It's amazing to me, really. But the Bloody Mary really is worth coming just to Pig and Anchor. But yes, they also have food, and you can have lunch outside on the deck, or you can come inside to have lunch. It gets pretty busy. They also have dinner, and they'll have a midnight buffet at the Pig and Anchor. It really was worth the visit. We made several while we were here. And yes, we like Guy's Burgers too, but that's on deck 17, and we never made it there. We also like bourbon, and if you're looking for a good whiskey or bourbon, you're going to find it at the Pig and Anchor or at Farenheit 555. And here, one night, watching a football game, we decided to try the Boss Hog, the most expensive pour on the ship. And was it worth it? Well, I don't know, but we did get a picture, and yeah, we enjoyed it. It was good. Definitely on vacation, just once. Also on deck 8 is Rudi Seagrill. This was our first visit. It's $49 for adults and $15 for kids 11 and under. Obviously, you come here if you like seafood, but they also have some other entrees that you can have that are options for those at your table who aren't big seafood lovers. They have a free-range chicken, a pork chop, and also a New York strip. So you have some decent options for everyone at your table. I really like these whimsical plates. They remind me of things we've seen on some other cruise lines as well, except they don't move and light up and dance. We enjoyed everything that we had for dinner this evening, and I do think it's a good option for a place where you might go celebrate something while you're on the ship. Tuna's so good. Not recording. There's macaroni and cheese. Lobster mac. And I've got the shadow on top of your mussels.
I didn't even know I still had mussels.
Well, the wild caught tuna was good there. And this is the seafood bisque.
Lovely.
It was very good.
Sorry.
And here's the grilled colossal shrimp.
I'll have to bring the next time.
Ooh, 9-ounce lobster tail. And this is the what?
Halibut.
This is the key lime pie. I love the presentation. Here is the white chocolate bread pudding. Yummy, very good. And last but not least is the chocolate truffle cake. What a great ending to this lovely meal. We always make at least one trip to the Blue Iguana, usually for a quick breakfast when we're trying to get off the ship in port, or sometimes for a lunch when we come back. Either way, we find it good, and again, we're from Texas, so we do have some opinions when it comes to burritos and salsa. Good selection here, by the way. Not far from Blue Iguana, you will find street eats. Here you find thyme fries, and then we have Steam Dream, and we really enjoy Mad Sizzle. And we tried the different menus. They have a different menu every day, so it gives you a lot of opportunity to try things. The food is included with the exception of the buffalo wings, and then down at the end, Seafood Shack, which offers lobster rolls and other seafood items at market prices. So we had the pork, shrimp, and spinach thing there from Steam Dreams, and the shami kebab with beef and lentil kebab that was there from Mad Sizzling. We also had the loaded thyme fries, and also from Thyme Fries, buffalo wings, 12 for about $17. You decide. So from Street Eats, we're going to the chef's table. We're going to show you everything we had that night. It's a long evening, but it is really worth it, especially if you're a foodie. We've enjoyed the chef's table before on different ships. This one on the Carnival Celebration was our favorite of all the ones we've been to on different cruise lines. You'll start off your evening at Java Blue, where you'll check in and they'll give you a glass of champagne, and then you're escorted to the kitchen, where you will have these wonderful bites before you're escorted to the dining room. A lovely dining room with a glass window overlooking the kitchen, where this wonderful bread is waiting for you.
Alright, welcome for the chef's table. So how was the canopy session?
Lovely.
Good? Everybody knows what you ate already? No, right?
There's going to be a test. This lovely chandelier, I was really impressed with it, and I love the dining room. It's the nicest we've been on Carnival ships for the chef table. And our wine was included. Here it's being introduced to us now.
This is very nice.
Led by Chef Gaja. So tonight, kind of wine we have in my right hand, it's a Tres Lagunas Garnacha red wine from Spain. While in my left hand, it's a Baron Herzog Chanel Blanc from California. We will gonna serve it to you both, so enjoy.
I love the way the food was presented. Here's our double battered fries inside an egg beater that was placed along our plate with the steak tartare. And the chef would explain all the different courses to us. Here he's telling us about the hollandaise recipe.
Double boiling. Take that 6 egg yolk, put inside, whisk it, cook it for 5 minutes, and then you put this. When you cook it, make sure you put 1 spoon of white vinegar. If you don't put the white vinegar, you will not get the same product as we have because it will split. Right?
Hearing from the chef is part of what makes this such an enjoyable experience, and the way the food is presented to us. Look how we're all served at the same time, and this is the steak tartare that's served with that double beer batter fry that you saw in the egg beater.
Oh, how pretty. Look at that.
And here we're being served our salad, the Petite Harvest greens.
Oh my goodness. Rosemary bubble. I love it.
And the smoke really does smell like rosemary. I obviously enjoyed this presentation.
Yeah.
Next up
Thank
is
you.
the garlic rub spot shrimp, which will be served on the side with a little paper bag over coals with the cheese and Parmesan beignets. It was wonderful, a feast for the eyes and for the taste buds. So good.
Lovely.
If you have any food allergies, they will accommodate you. You let them know at the time of booking.
Alright, so let's start with your first main course. It's called as a pan-seared black cod. Alright, so the black cod is marinated only with the salt and pepper, so it retains its own taste.
And we enjoyed every bite. I told you it was a long evening, and it is, but it includes entertainment. Here is the magician. Every Carnival ship chef's table that we've attended has included a magician. And I have to say, this guy, he was the best, really was. So he tells the one gentleman at our table to close his eyes, and then he brings an envelope down to my son there and taps his nose 3 times. Watch this.
Take 2 deep breaths. Don't say a word, don't give me any expression, relax yourself.
I'm good.
Can you open your eyes now? Oh. Now you can adjust your chair. Thank you. And can you look at him? Okay. At any time after you close your eyes, did you feel a touch? Can you point to the exact location where you felt it?
Yeah.
On the bridge of your nose? Yeah. And how many times did you feel this straight? It's almost exact the number of times I took this piece of paper, I rubbed his chin, I rubbed his nose on the bridge of his nose, and you felt it right across. No one touched you, I was nowhere near you.
We obviously had fun, and now we're ready for our next course, which is herb crusted lamb.
Oh, lovely. Look at that lamb. Beautiful.
And here's our last main course, the beef short rib.
Domino's potato, the 30 layers Domino's potato. So we slice the potato very thin, marinate with butter, salt and pepper, and then we layer 30 layers, make it round, put in the mold, and then cut the edges and bake it.
Lovely. How pretty.
Chef's table is called as a passion fruit celebration. The patterns what you can see that is made from a chocolate. In the center we have a passion fruit mousse which is made from.
And I wanted to be able to answer the question, is it worth it? Because it's a rather expensive, it's more expensive than any of the other specialty dining options on the ship, $119 per person, and then with the service charge at $21.42, it makes it $140.42. So we wouldn't do this every sailing, but we would do it every year or two. So now we have our dessert course, and it was a wonderful meal. We're about to have the very final treat, which will be an Irish cream praline, a matcha pinnacle raspberry glazed bonbon, cocoa nib kiss. I mean, it's a lot to try to consume. So most of us stopped earlier in the evening eating everything on the plate, even though some of them were smaller portions, just so we could have room for the next course. The chef's table was a wonderful experience. We hope we provided you with information that will help you make a decision as to whether you would like to try the chef's table the next time you're on a cruise ship. And we looked at 14 different dining venues aboard Carnival Celebration, had a wonderful time. Please comment below if there's something else you would like to see. We'll be on the Carnival Jubilee next. Looking forward to it. Until then, fair weather and following seas.